Imagine this scenario. You met someone a few weeks ago. The first few dates were incredible. You stayed up until 3 a.m. talking, texting constantly, sharing private jokes, and feeling that rare, electrifying connection. You thought, finally, I found my person. Then, out of nowhere, the shift happens. It starts small. They take 6 hours to reply to a message that usually took 6 minutes. Their responses shrink from thoughtful sentences to one-word answers. When you ask to meet up this weekend, they give you a vague response. Super busy with work right now. Let's play it by ear. Instantly, something inside your body snaps. Your throat tightens, your stomach drops, and your brain goes into high alert. You open your phone, scroll up to your previous conversations, and start dissecting every single word. Did you say something wrong? Were you too available? Did you scare them away? You check their Instagram. They posted a story 10 minutes ago, but your text is still sitting on read. The logic in your brain shuts down, and panic takes over. You tell yourself this intense reaction is proof of true love or deep chemistry. But the cold psychological truth is that it isn't love at all. It is a chemical trap created by your own nervous system. Today, we are exposing the dark psychology behind why your brain views emotional unavailability as the ultimate aphrodisiac, why healthy relationships feel boring to you, and the exact steps to break free from this painful cycle for good. To understand why this happens, we have to look at how our brains process anxiety. When someone suddenly withdraws their attention, your subconscious mind doesn't just register it as a lack of interest, it interprets it as an immediate threat of abandonment. Your amygdala fires off alarm signals, flooding your bloodstream with stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart races, you lose your appetite, and you become obsessed with a single objective: regain their validation to make the pain stop. And here is where your mind plays its coolest trick. When that person finally sends a warm text late at night, a simple, "Hey, missing you," your brain experiences a massive surge of dopamine. This isn't just pleasure. It is a dramatic relief from the intense anxiety you were just feeling. Your nervous system confuses this emotional relief with romantic passion. You mistake the end of panic for deep love. In reality, you aren't in love with the person. You are addicted to the high of being rescued from the anxiety they created. In the 1950s, psychologist B.F. Skinner demonstrated this exact mechanism through his famous experiments on behavioral conditioning. When an animal received a reward every time it pressed a lever, it only pressed it when it was hungry. But when the reward was given unpredictably, sometimes on the first press, sometimes on the 10th, sometimes not at all, the animal became obsessively obsessed. It pressed the lever compulsively, ignoring food, rest, and its own well-being. This principle is called intermittent reinforcement. It is the exact psychological mechanism app developers use to design notifications, social media feeds, and mobile games to keep you scrolling. In interpersonal relationships, when someone gives you affection in unpredictable crumbs, passionate today, cold tomorrow, your brain becomes neurobiologically hooked on the uncertainty. Healthy, stable people who text back consistently feel boring to you simply because they don't trigger this chaotic dopamine high. But this addiction doesn't just start in adulthood. For most people, the root of this pattern was planted in childhood. If you grew up with parents whose love was unpredictable, warm one moment, but suddenly cold, stressed, or critical the next, you developed an anxious attachment style. As a child, you learned a dangerous lesson. Love is not safe or guaranteed. Love is something you have to constantly fight for, earn, and prove yourself worthy of receiving. Now, as an adult, when you meet someone who is emotionally distant, your subconscious mind recognizes that pain as familiar. It feels like home. You aren't chasing this person because they are right for you. Your inner child is desperately trying to rewrite history, hoping that if you can finally convince this distant person to choose you, you will heal the old childhood wound of feeling unchosen. There is also a deeper, more paradoxical reason why you might keep choosing unavailable partners. It protects you from true intimacy. Real closeness is terrifying. It requires you to be fully seen, to show your flaws, your insecurity, and your true self, risking actual rejection. When you spend your energy chasing someone who lives far away, is emotionally closed off, or is committed to someone else, you are actually safe. You get to play out a romantic fantasy of longing and heartbreak from a distance without ever having to risk real, vulnerable intimacy. Pining for an unavailable person is often a subconscious armor against the fear of being truly known. So, how do you break this cycle and retrain your nervous system? First, learn to separate anxiety from attraction. The next time you feel that intense, feverish spark with someone, ask yourself, am I feeling genuine connection, or am I just feeling the anxiety of unpredictable validation? Real attraction builds slowly over time through trust and consistency. It doesn't feel like a panic attack at 2 a.m. Second, adopt the rule of equal effort. When someone steps back from you, resist the frantic urge to step forward and fill the space. Stop sending double texts. Stop asking what's wrong, and stop trying to fix their emotional distance. Let the gap remain. If someone wants to be in your life, they will bridge that gap themselves. If they fade away, let them. Third, raise your baseline for what is acceptable. High-value, emotionally mature individuals do not view consistency as boring. They view it as essential. Start viewing predictability, clear communication, and emotional safety not as a lack of excitement, but as the fundamental entry requirements for your life. Ask yourself one honest question today. Are you actually in love with this person's character and values, or are you just addicted to the illusion of trying to win them over? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever found yourself caught in the trap of chasing someone who pulled away? Let's talk about it. If this brought you clarity today, leave a like and subscribe. In our upcoming videos, we will continue breaking down the hidden psychological patterns that keep us stuck, so you can build genuine, healthy, and effortless connections. Stop running after people who walk away from you. You deserve someone who walks toward you. I'll see you in the next one.